Guys, it's Kyla. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to be doing a TBR video. I've done like seasonal TBRs. I don't think I ever have really done like monthly TBRs, but I asked you guys if you want to start seeing my monthly TBRs and a lot of you said yes. So instead of me going and picking through like, oh, I want to read this book, because sometimes it just doesn't happen that way, I decided that it would be really fun if I got a jar with a bunch of pieces of paper and put like little prompts to pick books from. This is also the Yard jar, which if you guys don't know, the Yard is a amazing like milkshake type of place. Anyway, yeah, I have a bunch of book prompts and I decided that I'm gonna start letting this choose my TBR for the month, because I have a lot of books on my shelf that just have not been read and I really want to read them. So yeah, I need to get books read, and I never know what to read because I'm such a mood reader, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I really don't want that. Today we're going to be choosing some prompts and picking books for my TBR. So I'm going to be picking 7 books. I usually read about 8 or 9 books per month, but I want to leave a little bit of wiggle room just in case like I want to read something else. So I think choosing 7 is the perfect number. So let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, let's open her up. First one is a book from a series you started but have not finished. This is our first prompt. What is a series I have started and not finished? So the first one on my TBR is going to be Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home. This was on my TBR for last month, but I just never got around to it. I definitely need to finish the series. I still have the other Daisy Hates book. I need to jump back into this universe. It's just been too long. But if you don't know what the series is about, it's basically Gossip Girl kind of vibes, but set in London. About Magnolia and BJ. They have a very toxic relationship, but it's also like they're literally soulmates. Like, you can't tell me that they're not. I also really don't remember the ending from the first Magnolia Park book. Probably need to reread that before I jump into this. It's been a hot minute. Alright, next one. Book from an author you have not read yet. Let's see. I kind of want to pick a fantasy book. I'm just very much in a fantasy mood, you know what I mean? I haven't read Olivia Blake yet. I haven't read Piper CJ. Oh, I have From Blood and Ash. See, I'm so indecisive. This is already like too much for me. Okay, we're gonna go with One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This isn't a part of a series. At least I don't think so. I really hope that it's not. Okay. Oh my gosh, my iPad just started talking. So I don't think this is a part of a series. I really hope that's not, but I am going to choose this. I do want a fantasy book. I just don't want to be in a whole bunch of series. This book is set in New York with 2 witch families. You have a witch family that is full of daughters and another one that's full of boys, and they're very much big enemies, but they have to come together to work together. If this isn't enemies to lovers with all the brothers and sisters, I'm gonna be really upset, but I am really excited to read Olivia Blake's writing. I heard that it's so good, and I love a poetic book. I love good writing, and this book also has a bunch of art in it, so I am super excited. I'm just ready for it. This is book number 2. I'm also taking the papers out of the jar so I don't repick them. So the third one is a book set in a different time period. Okay, I could go 2 ways with this one. I could either go with Bridgerton, or I could go pick a classic book off of my classic shelf. I'll be right back. So the book that I'm going to pick for this one is actually going to be Persuasion by Jane Austen. I've had these books since December and I have not picked a single one up. Now that it's becoming more summer, it's very warm here in Louisiana, I definitely want to read some more like classic books. Like, to me, classics are perfect for the summertime. I feel like I can go a lot slower and I just have more time to read, and just like the vibes. Like Jane Austen and like all these kind of classic books, they just give me spring and summer vibes. So I'm going to be reading Persuasion. It's basically about this woman who is persuaded to give up a lover, and he comes back into her life and things happen. That's as much as I know. Yeah. Book number 3. Book 4 is a coming of age YA book. Alright, I think I have the perfect one for this. So this one is When We Collided by Emery Lord. It's about these 2 kids, Jonah and Vivi. They kind of don't expect either one of them to come in their lives, and they pretty much have the summer of a lifetime that rewrites their future, and whenever you just meet the right person, everything goes right in your life. So it's kind of like a summary book, you know, about 2 teens coming together. I feel like this one would be a good quick read whenever I need a break from all of that. I don't know if this is actually coming of age. It gives me those vibes. Like, I don't know, something about this book. Plus I bought it literally last April and I still have not read it. I need to read it soon, and I really do want to. So this is book number 4. Please give me a fantasy prompt. I need one. A book with chapter titles. Okay. Very oddly specific. Why did I do that? I don't know. I'm hoping that this one does. No, it doesn't. Throne of Glass have it? No. Give me a minute while I look through all of my books. Found one. I was searching for a fantasy book and I finally found one. That is Serpent and Dove by Shelby. Don't know how to say your last name. Sorry about that. This is about a witch and a witch hunter coming together in a marriage that they are pretty much forced into that they don't want to be in. I just really want a fantasy book and just look at it. This is just screams fantasy. Like, I'm getting assassin vibes. I'm getting enemies to lovers. An arranged marriage fantasy trope. Haven't read one of those yet, so that is book number 5. Okay, we got 2 more to go. Really hoping to get a good one, aka From Blood and Ash. This one is Pick Up a Poetry Book. Going back in there. I do not want to do that this month. Next, a book from an author that you love. The 6th book is going to be Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. I have actually already read the entire Brutal Birthright series, but I do really want to reread them. I really just want to annotate these books. I want to go through the entire story again, especially because I have all of them. And I do love Sophie Lark, so I feel like this is a really good book. And just like in between everything, yeah, give me a nice little mafia romance. This is about Callum and Ada. They are enemy mafia families and they come together in an arranged marriage to unite the two because things in Chicago are going very downhill and the 2 families need to team up and be on each other's side. That's book number 6. If I do not get a good fantasy book to be number 7, I'll be really upset. Alright, I really hope that I get a fantasy book. I really want to read From Blood and Ash. Please be a fantasy book prompt. Please. This one quite literally says a good old romance book. From Blood and Ash count as a romance book? We're gonna make it count as a romance book for this video. We're also gonna be reading From Blood and Ash. I know it's fantasy romance. Is it a good old romance book like rom-com? No. But it is a romance book. It's a romantasy. Romance fantasy. You see what I did there? Yes. I don't know anything about this book, which really intrigues me, like not knowing a single thing about this. I want to read From Blood and Ash. So I'm gonna pick it up. And these are all 7 books that I want to read this month. We have our Magnolia Parks for a series I started but haven't finished. We have Olivia Blake's One for My Enemy, which goes for the prompt from an author that I have not read yet. We have Persuasion for a romance set in a different time period. When We Collided for our young adult prompt. Serpent and Dove for a book with chapter titles. Brutal Prince for a book from an author that I love. And then From Blood and Ash to be our romance pick. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good, you know, stack of books. We have 3 fantasies in here and then the rest of them are like romance or set in like a different time period. So yeah, I feel pretty happy with this and I do hope to read all 7 of these to get them off of my TBR kind of shelf and to actually have read all of them. You know what I mean? I just need to read all the books on my shelf at this point. Like I just wish I had just a few more days in the week so I could just dedicate those to reading. So yeah, these are all the books. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. I hope that you guys like this concept and this idea, and if you guys want more of these TBR videos, please let me know. Let me know if you guys like the jar idea or if you want me to pick them or have someone else pick them for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below what's on your TBR for this month. Give this video a like and follow me on my other social medias, and I'll see you all in my next video. I love you and peace out.